Hey, it's Prime Month. This is my cheat sheet for Thursday, June 14th. Now, it's a whole new era in distressed property. You know, one of the leading indicators, really the only foreclosure statistic I'm all that interested in these days, are new foreclosure filings, because we know that we went through a very difficult period of time in housing. Now, I want to see what's going on today that's going to impact the overall housing market a year, 2 years down the line, when these foreclosed properties work their way into the marketplace as foreclosed homes, right? Well, we've seen a reversal of trends for the first time coming out of May. For the first time in 27 months, so about 2.5 years, we've seen an increase year over year in foreclosure activity. Now, on the surface, that sounds like bad news, right? Here's the odd thing about it. The increase is coming despite no more people falling behind on their mortgages than a normal pace. So what changed? What led to a 16% year-over-year increase in new foreclosure activity, reversing about 2.5 years of year-over-year improvement? The banks. Remember that big settlement they had coming out of March with the federal government? One of the things it did was clear the way for them to be able to move forward with foreclosures, getting past the robo-signing sins, knowing that they were doing things the right way again, and they could look forward to clear all the old and bad debt they had. Well, this is what's going on. It's very clear that the big banks spent April organizing towards moving forward on getting distressed properties out of their pipeline, and they spent May issuing new foreclosure filings. Here's what this means. Number one, if you fall behind on the payment, don't expect that you're going to be able to sit in your home without paying a mortgage for a year or 2 years like you had been. Those days, it's clear, they're gone. The old standard used to be 3 months. You don't pay your mortgage payment for 3 months, you're going to get a foreclosure notice being served to your door. Expect those days to be back here once again. Second thing, the overall start to finish timeline had been 2 years. In our area, about 2.5 years. Don't expect that. In average foreclosure situations, it's under 12 months, historically about 10 months. We might not be quite there yet, but more than likely, we're going to be back to a foreclosure start to finish taking place in about a year. The banks just don't want these to draw out longer anymore. So the new era of distressed property is here. It's very important that you take note, because a lot of people gotten used to the idea that they aren't going to foreclose on my home anytime soon. What trucking says about the economy. Never before have we seen growing trucking activity in the United States of America and a recession breakout. And so here's my good news for you. We continue to see trucking grow at between a 2.8% to 3% year-over-year rate. Just the amount of stuff they're hauling around. That means that the economy is still growing. That is the big concern. If trucking stops, every time we've seen a decline in the economy. So trucking suggests, despite the slowing down the economy is still moving forward, and we're not heading into a summer recession. Apple, a couple announcements out of Apple. We've had a ton this week, but a couple new ones here. First off, Apple has introduced a shortcut to their store that will make it even easier for you to make quick purchases, but only on your iPhone 4S. They're starting it out with this, and they're going to probably implement it in future product offerings. Rather than having to go to the Apple Store, adding items to your cart, then going to your cart, and then checking out, with the iPhone 4S, Apple's new shortcut will allow you to buy, just by one click in your store, the item, and it'll just charge it through your account with your information already pre-stored. So making it that much quicker, that much easier to buy things in your store. And Apple is now sold out of the Retina display MacBook Pros. And here's what's significant about that. Not only was it a new Apple product, it was the most expensive. You're talking about a product over $2,200. Sold out already. They, right now, if you order one, are saying a minimum of 3 weeks, probably more than 4 weeks before you'll be able to accept delivery. That is the cheat sheet for today. Plenty of other stories, including how to get a raise on my physical cheat sheet. We'll see you tomorrow.